Take a look as it's GT3 pit stop party time. Five Sim Sports and the rest of the leaders coming in this time, not even at the hour mark. And this was, again, something to think about as it was discussed by some how the difficulties were to save in this car, too. That makes things intriguing in terms of how the splits fare out later on today.
Now, of course, what is the difference in the pit stops here when it comes to the three different classes? GT3s, do they take the longest?
The GT3s usually take the longest, yes. Tires usually take about more than a minute. With no tires, usually you see times in the 30 to 40 second bracket or so.
Now, I'll tell you what, that is super important that those guys get a little bit of a minute. I think that's one of the advantages of driving the GT3s, because these guys don't get a lot of time to rest. I mean, they're always hyper-focused, and that gives them an opportunity to kind of relax for just a second, take a deep breath, center themselves.
Interesting enough, as the first one out of the pit lane indeed is that example of the pit stop strategy. No tires taken for Evolve, no limits, or Team Niskin and K, it appears. All 40-second times, surprisingly, early on in this race with the hot tire temperatures and track temperatures. Purple Sector was able to go further than everybody else. They were spun around early in this race.
Yeah, I'm looking back at the hybrid, the BMW hybrid class again. We were just talking about that 499 racing driver, Brendan Madonia. Just lost a couple more spots there. Now back to 11th.
Yeah, they continue to drop back as this run has progressed. 331 last time by the leader. Was in the 327s. In fact, Madonia losing more ground. That's TS Star Racing. Work has been trying to move by cars quickly all run. And again, another move quickly done. Again, Madonia back to the 11th position. As we get ourselves ready towards the top of the hour, our first pit windows now closed. Our second windows expected to open very soon for the prototypes. Only one car in GT took tires. Sure Esport, the only team to take tires. Your class leaders currently are as follows. Team Racing Black leading the way from LMDH. Then you have Alpha Esports Red back up in the front over Torque Freak as things have cycled when it comes to LMP2 should say. And when it comes to GT3, Purple Sector in the lead for now, but Evolve expected to cycle up at the front. Once they come into pit this time by, the furthest out of anybody in terms of their stint, they're half a field behind though in their pack before the window started. Just about the top of the hour, take a quick break. You're watching Grid Vision, coverage of the Majors Series, Majors 24, Split 4, here from France. Minutes each, but some drivers going off track just moments ago.
Yeah, looks like Julian car seats here, purple racing machine there, goes sideways right in front, and blocking the racetrack, backs up. Good call. very good race awareness there to back up and kind of get out of the way. That could have definitely been a bad place to be on the racing surface.
Right.
Just have like a guy to act as almost like a band-aid or just a shift, fill one stint. You have to have him actually compete a certain amount as we take a replay here.
It's good battle. Keep an eye on here. Mark Stevenson on the recovery drive. Then you have the purple sector motorsports car of Garces still keeping things together. Looks simple, right? No.
A little bit of a slowdown penalty right there. Yep, just battling a little bit aggressively. Of course, Mark Stevenson receiving that slowdown. Going to try to hold on to the draft here. I think he might lose it, though.
That has been something seen all day, but also very common here today. That first Mulsanne chicane, down the Mulsanne straight, it's not as easy as, okay, it's going to stick if you make the pass. You missed the mark. Time to talk to one of the competitors who has taken the time to stop by here. Once those taking the time to stop with us here today is Julian Garces, who comes on in from Purple Sector Motorsport, the fuel-saving car, as you put it when you said your hello. How was the drive?
Hey guys, it's going well for us. We're running the strategy we wanted to. We're still a lap ahead of everyone, every stint, so fun to see how that's gonna work out.
Yeah, that's been the intriguing part as you're now being sworn by LMP2's currently your car. But, first of all, having to bounce back from damage, you have been able to, over time now, to fix that rear wing. How difficult has it been since that incident that put you in the back foot for the track position for your strategy call today?
Actually, we expected us to be in the second half of the field at the start, but we didn't qualify too good, so we just said to each other, gonna stay clean in the first stints, pick them up by mistakes. Then we had a great start from the line, and after that was just managing the damage, fixing it every pit stop. So now the car's completely good for us. So yeah, we're running with a 100% car.
That's great to hear. Been hearing some discussion in terms of some of the repair totals throughout the race today. But in terms of the track of it itself today, how has it been feeling here from the French countryside to be able to make your way through the circuit, but also with what's been a BMW-dominated race?
Just started with the high track temp. Now it's 28 degrees for us, so in Celsius. So the car gets a lot more grip. We kind of put it together for the night stints, so the car there is at its best. And then we will gain some places maybe, and just keep on with the strategy, see how everything gonna evolve.
LP2 pit window starting to unfold for itself this time around. But talking things through here in that regard, currently your car, for reference, scored amongst the top half of the field, technically 7th position when it comes to GT3s. Based on the numbers and how things are playing out here for trying to factor the extra pit stop out here, how is that looking in terms of how on track you are for cutting out a stop and potentially becoming a big threat for the finish later?
I don't think we are gonna keep up with the leaders. The leaders having an amazing pace right now. But like I said, it's 24 hours. Everything can happen. We're gonna have some safety cars further in the race. And we will see. We can gain up a lot of time there. We will have the faster guys in at the end of the race, like the last 6 stints. And we'll see how it happens there. Just keeping the car alive for the first 22 hours. Because that's the biggest problem we might gonna have. A lot of cars already had some damage. There were some crazy sends, like 3-4 wide on the straights as you've seen. So just keeping alive and we'll see where we are.
Once you get back to your team, thank you very much for the time.
Thanks for having me, man.
Julian Garces taking the time to speak with us here on Gridvision. As we work our way to 4 hours into the action here for the Majors 24.